Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We have another trade recap and forecast with Marko.
Hello.
Hello. If you guys didn't see the previous recap, make sure to check it out. A lot of golden nuggets in there.
Yep.
But yeah, we have another trade recap today. And Marko, how was your week in terms of trading?
Yeah, so the week was pretty slow. There were some trends, but ended up just ranging at the end of the impulse. So it has been really slow for the past, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. But it's part of trading. We can have these sort of slower months, and we need to be patient because it's in these times that real traders are distinguished from bad traders. Because real traders tend to keep their profits and stay out of the market during these range bound conditions. So I believe once we get through this, we will get some trends, but we need to be patient for sure.
So I think that learning the art of patience and being more careful with, entries is, I think that's what makes or breaks a trader. So something I'm definitely still learning, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's the most important part because a lot of people can make money in 1 month, but then most of them lose it in the next month or two. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a crazy stat. I don't know the percentage, but there's a high percentage of people who get funded and they can't make the payout.
Yeah.
Like you lose the account.
Yep.
So yeah, getting funded is one thing, but getting consistent profits like month on month on month or retaining the capital is actually the next hard thing to do.
For sure. I think it's the hardest part, keeping the account and actually being consistent every month.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you can get lucky, you can pass it, get lucky, and then if you don't know what you're doing, it's high probability you will lose it. So you need to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
And I too, I'm down, I think 5% on the challenge. Yeah, 5%. And I still have 15 days more. Yeah, until the 5th of June. Yeah, 5th of June is the due date.
June.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have maybe less than that, maybe like 10 days or so. So I think this week is the proper last week I have. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to gamble, but just stick to the plan. If the winners come, they come. If this doesn't work out, it's fine. Can take more challenges in the future. It's not the end.
Yeah.
So,
and I plan on like, if we don't get any good trades in the last 2 days, I plan on taking more valid setups, and then if I get lucky, I get lucky to make it above break even, and if I fail it, I fail it. So
that's true. At that point, it's more like, you can take the more valid entries and you can see, just to remain above break even and get the retry, right?
Yeah, so for the retry.
The challenge is more the challenge. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the challenge is it's crazy hard. You can't towards the end, like we're towards the end of our challenge, and if we're still in the red, it's more of a game. You gotta just like get above break even. And that's the reality of it. So,
and the reality is also you won't be able to pass it every month. Like it will probably be every second or third month that you try, because the conditions just are not there to pass it every month. But what you can do, you can be above break even, get a free retry, pass it the next month. So
yeah, like Joshua Bunker, he puts his like monthly return every month, and like I think last year there was a month where it just wasn't 10%. That's just a reality. Like you can't control the market. So
yeah, like the market conditions are really different for each month.
Yeah.
But what you can do, you can be at least in profit every month, and then you will just keep on getting free retries until you pass it. But it's just a waiting game to get the conditions right.
Yeah. The key is not to blow the funded account. That's the key.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are you in your funded account right now? if you don't mind me
So
asking.
I am down, I think, minus 2.5% on the funded account
Okay.
because I'm risking 0.5 and I had 5 losses after I passed it. So in the live
Okay.
account, I have 5 losses with 0.5 risk. But I'm not worried since I still have 15 more losses I can take. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and
So
the EJ,
psychologically, you feel okay? Like,
yeah, I don't really feel anything. I'm more concerned about the challenge than the funded account because on the challenge I'm risking 1%. So I have only 5 more losses until I fail the challenge. So yeah.
on my funded account, I was up 5% at one point. And then with the EJ trade, I was even up more. But now I've dropped to 1.1% in my funded account. So psychologically for me, it's like it was tough
Yeah.
to see all that profit go away.
Yeah.
Um,
And I
so
think we were
it's
both close
I
to sorry, finish what you were saying.
no, I was just saying like psychologically it's so different to even a challenge account because it's tangible, right? Like you can touch the money, like it's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's important not to build bad habits. Like we both could have taken profit on that EJ trade.
Yeah.
And then we could have also both stopped trading the whole month and taken the
Yeah.
profit. So it's important not to inculcate like bad habits
Yeah,
because
for
definitely
sure.
it was running through my head. I won't lie. Like there was a split second it was running through my head.
What to close it manually or
Close the EJ trade, stop trading for the month, take the profit. I'm happy.
yeah.
But then it just inculcates really bad habits. So
Yeah. I think following the rules will pay off in the long term.
in the long run, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Josh says, it doesn't matter about one trade. It matters about the next 1,000 trades.
Yeah.
So
100%.
yeah. And bad habits
100%.
are the worst because once you pick them up, it's hard to get rid of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's easier to form bad habits. It's harder to form good habits.
of course.
I think all of us know that, like if I start eating chocolates every day, I think creating that habit is quite easy for the majority of us. Forming a good habit and like eating healthy every day is harder.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
yeah.
And getting rid of the bad habits is, I think, the hardest.
Oh, yeah, honestly.
Welcome to the forecast. And I will start with the euro and US dollar and the Aussie Japanese yen. So on euro US dollar, there was a flag right here. So it did have this okay price action. But for me, the flag was too wicky and the entry was too close to the high. So the 2 warning signs for me, that's a no-go. And I stayed out of this one. It's actually good because it would be a loss. And then the rest of the price action, we didn't really get any sort of good entries. We were just breaking the lows, not giving us much conviction, just creating volatility and reversals. We did get this sort of a good opportunity on the top. But for me, on the euro US dollar, I can take it back actually right about here. Maybe some people were seeing this impulse, one candle pullback and the continuation, but for me, this was not enough on this pair. So on euro US dollar, I need to see a bit more of a push, then I would consider taking a trade. But for me, this was not enough. And then the rest of it was just really, really crappy, not showing me anything. There was also this one reversal that someone did ask me about. So we had this sort of a descending and then we reversed. But as I said, on the euro US dollar, I need to see more of a push. So this was, again, not enough for me personally, and I did stay out of this trade. So what's your take on these opportunities on the pair?
Yeah. So, that continuation with the one candle break, would you take that on EJ?
So this one
Yeah.
on EJ, no, I would need to see a bit more.
Okay. Is it
I
because
would
of the
take it.
break?
The break was not enough. I would take it on the Aussie US dollar, but on the euro pairs, it's not enough for me personally.
Yeah, because it trends correctively, the Aussie pairs. So you don't mind
Yeah,
it retracing and yep, got it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, but what you explained with the bomb, yeah, that looks, you get the double wick. There's no range and it doesn't look like the cleanest bomb. So yeah, and
It just
also,
yeah.
yeah, I was just gonna say it's quite high up the entry to the major high. So you wouldn't be able to reduce your risk. So that's
Yeah,
also another factor.
and the wick on the impulse was huge,
Yeah,
which is a big warning sign. So
100%.
like there are actually three warning signs: the huge wicks in the flag, and then the entry was very close to the high. So shall we start with the forecast part?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so what I'm expecting is to see more of a descending structure and then a nice reversal to the upside, or maybe an ascending structure and then a nice reversal down. And I would also like to see a large push up and then a flag, or a large push down and then a nice flag. But since Mondays and Tuesdays are predominantly range bound, I'm expecting to see more of a range actually. And the overall price action doesn't look good. So I'm being a bit more patient and sitting on my hands for this one.
Yeah, it looks like a range bound market right now.
Yeah, it
We're
doesn't
seeing we're
look
seeing
that good.
highs and lows breaking, retracing, which is indicating the range bound price action. Also, there's a lot of wicks going on, which indicates volatility. So
Yeah, when you do see lots of wicks, especially on the euro pairs, it's a warning sign to be a bit more patient. Like this
yeah,
huge wick, these wicks right here. I mean, when you take a look at the overall price action, there's just something off. Something is wrong because, yeah, you can just see it.
yeah. And when
Yeah,
you see like a lot of these highs and lows like breaking and retracing, you can tend to see that there could be potential liquidity areas above and below. So a lot of stop
yeah,
pumps are happening. So
yeah,
got to be very careful in this market. Yeah.
yeah. You need to be very careful. So we can now switch over to AJ.
AJ,
So let
let's do it.
yep. Okay. So for the Aussie and the Japanese yen, really nothing interesting was happening. There were no opportunities. I did take one trade right here, which was a loss. So that's the only good opportunity for me personally.
Yeah, I took the same one.
Oh, yeah. This one looked good because of the clean close and we were trending up, but ended up being a loss, unfortunately. And I also like the pause in the pullback right here. So there were a lot of good things going for this trade. And then the rest of the week was just crappy. So we had this push down, and then we got this volatility right here. So the price went up and went down with the same sort of momentum, which usually indicates to us a range. And then we did start ranging, so that was to be expected, and really showing me nothing. So what's your opinion on this?
So I did take that AJ continuation. But something that actually Joshua didn't take this trade, and he didn't take it because he saw that mini range.
Oh, you mean these three candles, right?
Yeah, he saw that mini
Mhm.
range, and that indicated that there could be potential stops above and below.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think, yeah, that's where like that extra price action knowledge can come in handy. And he was a bit more conservative. But would you still take this trade after what was said?
Well, after I heard what Josh had to say about the trade, I will definitely backtest it,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
the main thing why he stayed out was that we were so we broke the high right here, retraced, broke the high, retraced, broke the high with just one candle, retraced, and then broke again with just one candle and retraced. So the main thing why he stayed out was that he was seeing an ascending structure. So that's something to backtest for sure.
it's something to backtest, but something with me that I think about is like these pairs like to trend correctively as well. So like ascending natures trending
Yeah.
correctively
Yeah.
can also come hand in hand at the same time.
Yeah, but maybe if this was Aussie US dollar, Josh would take it. But I noticed on Aussie and the Japanese yen, he wants to be a bit more patient. So he tends to be a bit more conservative with his entries on this particular pair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people from our accountability group also took it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's key. Like you don't have to do everything that your mentor says. You can take what he says. This could be any group you're with, any community you're with. You know, you can think what they say. They say some piece of price action or knowledge or anything they, took into trade and maybe you didn't. And you take that information and then you go back test it. I think it's key to back test it and see for yourself. And then if it works out, implement it. If it doesn't for you, then don't implement it. So
Yep.
your
Yeah, you need
mentor
to
is
do your own
there.
research.
Yeah. Your mentor is there to guide you, not to trade for you. So
Yep. And there is no way that you will take always the same trades as your mentor. That's just impossible.
yeah.
There's always going to be a slight deviation and a slight difference. But if you can get it to 70-80%, I think you're very well off. So
You're 100% agree.
I just wanted to ask your opinion on this part of price action.
All right. Yeah. For me, so we pushed up and then we got that V, which indicates range bound price action. We got that range. We broke the high with no momentum. And above the range, we have above and below, we have potential liquidity areas. So
Yep.
we can see that there's not a lot of momentum past that. And then we got a bit of a V and we're ranging again. So this indicates that there's no momentum up or down. So yeah, it's a bit of an ascending nature, but yeah, we're not seeing any momentum. So
Yeah.
I expect more range bound price action.
Yeah, clear. You can see in backtesting when you get these V reversals, what happens next. We usually get a larger range, so to be expected.
Yeah, 100%.
And let's crack on with the forecast.
Yeah.
So for this pair, again, not seeing anything good. I need to see better and cleaner price action. So I would be looking for a nice clean ascending in the next week, and then a reversal down, nice flag, or a descending structure, reversal up, a nice flag, or a break and then a retest, whatever we get, or a nice push down, flag, or another push, break and retest trade. Again, not looking good, and I need to see price move away from this structure and some cleaner price action. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, 100% agree. Need to see some clear momentum in up or down. Right now, I'm also going to be sitting on my hands.
Yeah, I think this is in no man's land currently.
Yeah, 100%.
One good sign that I can take from this is usually when we do range for a period like this, we start to get some nice impulses, either up or down. So
yeah, longer the range or the accumulation, the bigger the distribution. So
yeah,
that's the positive we can take from this. All right, so now we're on AU, and I'll just run through the price action throughout the week and then go over the trade I took. So we started to get this ascending nature. We had to push down. I wasn't interested in the bomb just because of how we broke the high, this initial high. Then we broke out of this range, got a slight push, slight pullback, continued, and then I started to see a bit of a trend. At the time, I was happy to place the entry because I started to see a bit of a trend. I know the pair likes to trend correctively. And I liked how we broke this high at the time with this mini wick at the bottom, showing that there's a bit of momentum to the upside. Place the entry, came into around 2.43% profit, and then it took me out for a partial loss. I think I reduced my risk. Did I reduce my risk? No. Yeah, I did. I did reduce
Yeah,
my risk.
yeah.
Yeah, I did. And then, yeah, it took me out for less than 1%. Got that range bound price action. Then we got continued range bound price action. And over here, we can just see we're in this larger range. So, yeah, for me, actually, no, I'm going to ask your opinion. Well, what was your opinion on this trade?
Yeah, so for this trade, let me get the annotation tool out. For me
Yeah, go for it.
personally, this was not enough of a break, and we got the wick.
Yeah,
So for me, it did not fit my plan. I wanted to see a larger break or for it to break without a wick. Yep,
right.
something like this, right?
On AJ, would you take this trade?
On AJ, I would also need to see a bit more.
Okay.
So, yeah, because if we got like a large impulse prior, if this candle was like really large, then this would be fine for me. But since it was just a one candle push and we weren't really heavily trending, it was just like a regular trend. So I wanted to see a bit more of a push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something I definitely need to work on is my continuations, because majority of my losses this month have come from continuations. And then if I look at our mentor Joshua, he only got into that EJ continuation, which I'm definitely happy to take. Like that was a no-brainer trade.
Yeah, that was textbook
That
trade.
was like high probability. EJ, happy to take it. But these ones that I've been taking are not, I wouldn't say high probability, because it, you had this bit of a wick over here. But
Yeah.
so yeah,
More of a valid setup.
more of a valid setup.
But
Yeah.
continuations are really tough. I'm also struggling with the continuations because it's hard to distinguish between when there is good momentum and when there is not enough momentum, especially on the Aussie pairs, where when it's trending, it usually looks like it's ascending. So you need to be really able
Yeah.
to see the difference and to distinguish when it's
100%.
trending. Yeah, it can be
100%.
tough. It can be tough, definitely.
It can be tough. I think if this candle was a solid close, then I think it's more high probability.
Or then I would take it. If there
Then
was
so
absolutely no wick, I would be in it. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like, that extra confirmation we need, seeing this wick, we initially broke the high with a wick, retrace. We broke the candle with a bit of body, but it retraced with a bit of wick. So we would actually need more information.
Yeah. It's
So
all about looking at the few warning signs. And for me, there were two warning signs. So the first one was that the trend was not really trending heavily, since we just had this one candle break.
yeah.
And the second warning sign for me was that there was that wick right here. So when I combine the two warning signs, it ends up not fitting my plan.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't take any other trades on this pair. So just a one loss. All right. So I'll crack on with the forecast. So yeah, we had this mini ascending push down. We're getting another mini descending, and then we broke it. And then we can see we had this slight pause and then this huge bear candle, which took out the low of this candle and this candle and this candle. So seeing a shift of momentum down. So I expect a bit more of a range bound price action. But if I were to take any positions, I would need to see momentum clearly down or up. So I'd be happy to take a short bomb or a long bomb. Then the other positions I would take would be clear continuation bullets. So if we have momentum up, a slight pullback, and then we push and go, I'll be happy to take that entry. And the same to the downside. Clear momentum down. I'll take that trade. Yeah, other than that, I would have to see a longer ascending nature to take a reversal bullet, and the same to the downside. So what's your take on that? Do you have any other potential positions you would take?
Yeah, so for me, currently we are in no man's land. We are getting
Yeah.
these V reversals, just getting a lot of volatility. So what I want to see, as you said, exactly what you said. So I want to see price move away to the upside or to the downside, and then I would consider taking a trade. But currently we're no man's land. I want to see a large push up, large push down, or a nice clean ascending, nice clean descending. So looking at exactly the same thing as you. I want to see it clean up a
100%.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. It's key to not get overexcited, take certain trades. You might be waiting for clear break here, get in at this level and go. It's important not to see profit happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
also, I
again,
just want to mention, sorry, what do we say?
I just wanted to mention a quote from our mentor. So if the pattern is not clear enough, stay out. So I need to see that clear pattern that I know from my back testing that works. So, and this, by just having a quick glance at the current price action, it's just not showing me anything.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention one thing. When you have this larger range, you tend to see a liquidity area above or below.
Of course.
So that's also another warning sign that we need to see clear momentum past these areas. So many warning signs I think we both can see.
Yeah. And again, Mondays and Tuesdays are range bound days. So I am expecting more of a range between the low and the high. And then these liquidity areas that you mentioned really come into play. So
yeah,
we need to be careful because the price can just push out. And then some traders think, okay, I'm going long right here because we have broken out of the range. But then it just takes you back into the range and continues with this sort of price action.
so shall I crack on to the last pair, which is
Let's do it.
EJ, wonderful EJ.
Oh, EJ, yeah.
Honestly, I'm happy. I'm just a bit above on my funded account. I just want to get the payout. First
Yeah.
payout, get the momentum going.
Yeah.
Hopefully, next week there's a banger trade. So we're both happy.
Yeah, to finish the month with in style,
In style.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll crack on. So yeah, so after this nightmare of a trade, we started to have a bit of ascending, and then we pushed it up, which is very common on this pair. You see, I think we both spoke about it on the last trade recap. You have an ascending and a push up, and that's what happened here. There was a combo, I think, a combo at this level.
There was.
But I personally didn't take it just because we had this wick and then we had an aggressive retrace. We had that bit of a V. So I'm not willing to take any trades at that point. And then, yeah, I didn't take the combo. Then we completely pushed down past these potential liquidity areas, created a mini descending, pushed up, created a large wick and an aggressive retrace, which indicates more potential range bound price action, which we did get. So what's your take on this week? I didn't take any trades this week.
I also stayed out of any trades, and one thing that the viewers I think can really benefit from is looking at these aggressive retraces. So on the Japanese pairs, when you see this push and then this aggressive retrace, that's a huge warning sign. So I'm definitely staying out of any trades when I see this, because it can just reverse like it did here, or it can range for a long time. So when I see that, I'm not taking any trades. That's why I stayed out of the flag and the combo trade and all of the opportunities. And then the rest of the week, we have just seen volatility, as you said, and I am expecting a larger range to happen because of this volatility.
And especially on this pair, it loves to range.
Oh, yeah.
Really likes to range.
Yeah.
And we see
it
those
really likes to range.
larger ranges. So I'm actually going to forecast it right now that we can just see we're breaking the high. Is this the high? I just want to make sure I'm getting it correct. Yeah, broke the high, broke the low, broke the high, broke the low, and it's just not good price action. So these are telltale signs that we could just start to see this larger range. So we might have a nice back testing session throughout the week without taking any trades on EJ.
Yeah.
That could definitely happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we can see we broke the high over the low over here. So if we start to get a bit of a descending, I would want to see a push from there, take a nice bomb. I'd be happy with that trade. Or even if we descended, got an aggressive push down, I'll be happy to place my order there and send an entry and then hopefully, tap and go. Not like this trade. Actually
Yeah.
give us some profit.
Yeah.
Then yeah, if we just get a clean, just a normal bunker bomb, I'll be happy to take that as well. Also, if we get a clean descending nature, push up to the bullet line, I'll be happy to take that reversal bullet. And then the same thing to the upside. Yeah, ascending nature, push up, happy to take the bomb. Also, if we got ascending nature, aggressive push up, retrace to the bullet line, I'll be happy to take that entry as well. Just a normal bomb, happy to take that. Basically forecasting the same positions, just to the long upside.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your take?
I definitely agree with you. So we need to see price action clean up and give us that high probability pattern, because currently
Yeah.
it's just very range bound. It's stuck. It's stuck in this box, I would say. So we need
This box. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we need to see it move away from this price action and really show us some cleaner setups. And you can see wicks. So wicks right here, right here.
It's a good point. Like when we see wicks, we see volatility. So
Yep.
that's a good point.
Especially on the euro pairs, these wicks tend to give us a big warning sign.
So any more points on this pair?
I believe we have covered all of the potential setups and the forecast. But what I also can say, as on all of the euro pairs, as you said, actually, they like to range for a long time. But when they move, they do move with some nice momentum, like we got right here.
Oh, yeah.
So we got this huge range, right?
Yeah.
And then we did get this really large move down. So that's what I like about the euro pairs, is when they do move, it tends to give us a nice trend.
Yeah, so you can see, over here, we had this range bound price action. We have a push down. We had this range bound price action. We had a push down. So we might just be at that accumulative phase. We might just be ranging and then we get the next push down. That could easily happen. So
yep,
just got to make sure we're patient and not getting into these range bound price action kind of entries. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Marko, do you have any final thoughts?
Oh, I just wanted to mention to you guys to be a bit more patient, because as you can see from the forecast, we're not really getting that clean and conducive price action. So I would say sit on your hands for a bit more. And once we do see price break out of these structures, the trends will start, and then you can be a bit more aggressive with the entries. But currently, I would say be more patient. That's my advice. So what's your take on this?
It's not advisable to get into this range bound price action. There's more losses in these kind of market conditions. So yeah, 100% agree with what you said. Wait for those clear entries. There's no need to get involved in the market. Staying out of the market is a trade in itself. It's a break-even trade. This is my take. So not taking any trades is a trade in itself.
Yeah, it's
So
capital preservation.
the market isn't going anywhere. The opportunities will present itself at the particular time. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, there's always going to be more
100%.
opportunities. So, and the more,
100%.
yeah, the more you sit on your hands during the bad periods, the better your returns will be for the whole year when you count it up. You're going to be glad that you were a bit
very true.
patient. Yeah.
It's all about the final year result. You know, what's your uncompounded percentage that you made? It's not
Of course.
about what you make each day. It's actually not even about what you make each month. These funded kind of the prop firms, it can make you feel kind of bad actually, because you're not making month on month on month, because your payouts are month on month. And also these challenges are, it's a challenge within 30 days, and you make 10%, 8%. If
Yeah.
you're making good percentage overall in the year, that's kind of what all matters, right? So
yeah, I totally agree.
100%.
We should look at it on a quarterly basis, on a 3-month period, or even like on a 6-month period, because the conditions are really different for each month. But once you count it up, once you look at the whole year, you will see that it pays off. So yeah,
I think that's a good perspective, looking at it at a quarterly perspective. It's also not good, in my opinion, to just look at the end result. Like I did say, it's you only look at the end result, but if you're not accountable for the whole year, that's also a big no-no.
would you say that the best option is looking at it on a quarterly basis, so looking at a 3-month period?
Yeah, I think I will start looking at it at a quarterly perspective, because 1 month you could have minus 5%, right? And then you'll think, oh, I'm a shit trader. But if you look at it at a quarterly perspective, then, you know, if you're having 3 losing months in a row, then maybe there could be a bigger problem, right?
Yeah.
So then you can have that accountability in that quarter, being like, okay, I need to make a bigger change. But then this month, we kind of ASR it, and it could be textbook entries because still in losing trades. Then it's okay. Then you move on. So I'm probably rambling on, but yeah.
No, I agree with you. If you are unprofitable for a 3-month period, something is definitely not good. So you need to
Yeah, you need to
see
check
what's
it out.
not working. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but I think that's it. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the forecast, and we will see you in the next week. So
yeah, thank you for coming on, Marko. It's, you know, I think it's been quite fun having these trade recaps and forecasts. I think the viewers are enjoying
I really
it.
enjoyed these videos. Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys, we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you guys.
See you guys.